We all know that running back is one of the most important and most bust-prone positions in fantasy football, and I'm here to give you 5 running backs that I can't stop drafting right here on the Fast Draft Pod. First one right off the bat, Kaleb Johnson. He's gone from being one of my least favorite running backs when we're talking about the pre-draft process to now he's someone that I can't leave draft rooms without. And his ADP keeps falling. I don't know if it's just because he's on the Steelers, which I understand is a precarious offense. I'm also fading the passing offense. But the one thing that we know about Arthur Smith and the Steelers is that they normally have an effective rushing attack. If not effective, at least high volume. He's got more juice than Najee Harris, not quite the receiving profile, and Jalen Warren's still there, but now that Aaron Rodgers is in this offense, it's pretty simple to see where the ball's going to go. DK Metcalf, maybe Pat Freiermuth, and then that rushing attack could be a two-headed monster with Kaleb Johnson and Jalen Warren, and Kaleb Johnson could have touchdown equity. For his cost and where he's going right now, especially around Rome Odunze, Khalil Shakir, Travis Hunter, he's someone that I can get as an RB2, sometimes even RB3 depending on how you're drafting, with a clear path to upside for RB1 value. Next, Kenneth Walker III. We all know the baggage that Kenneth Walker brings. It's the injuries, but that's already baked into the price, and I'm willing to bet on that for where he's going. If you want to go 0 RB or hero RB, Kenneth Walker is someone that I'm targeting early and often. And keep in mind, I do find 0 RB and hero RB as one of the 2 most viable fantasy builds this season because of this rookie class. Moreover, people like Bucky Irving and Chase Brown have pushed steady contributors like Kenneth Walker down in a draftable range where I'm not worried about burning a 2nd round pick on him. It's closer to the back end of the 3rd, if not 4th round. And he has the perfect offense now that Clint Kubiak is in town, and Sam Darnold is someone who is prone to checking down. If there's one thing that I want out of the Seahawks offense, it's the running backs, specifically Kenneth Walker. And if you like content like this, hit the like, subscribe button, where I'm giving you videos every week, a podcast, clips, everything to help you make money and dominate your fantasy leagues. More importantly, if you want the latest Fast Draft Best Ball action, you can get all that right here because our rabbit just dropped. That's right, our full standard Best Ball tournament is here. It's already been cranking for the last couple of days. You can get in there, use my code on the screen, JAG, where you can get a $50 deposit match. More importantly, if you want in on exclusive deals or any promotions and be the first in on action, hop into our Discord. The link's in the bio. And we're going to jump right back into it with Jordan Mason. Last year was an outlier when it comes to aging running backs and the length that they've stuck around without injury. Derrick Henry's in a tier of his own. Joe Mixon is going to be Joe Mixon. But Aaron Jones has mostly missed games throughout his career, and last year he had the most touches ever. Now, enter Jordan Mason. This allows the Vikings to have a two-headed monster where I see that Aaron Jones will get some of these touches, specifically in the running game, but Jordan Mason, who was top 10 in explosive rate last season, can step right into one of the easiest rushing offenses for running backs in almost the exact same scheme as the 49ers. Jordan Mason stepped in and was a viable RB1 right away when Christian McCaffrey's gone. Now, he may not have that volume and upside because of Aaron Jones, but the floor, and let's say Aaron Jones does miss time, that also opens up the ceiling. I know he's 27 years old, but we've seen how these Kyle Shanahan offenses will ship around their running backs, and we can almost chalk in exactly what their production is based on what they've done from the last coach that they were at. Kevin O'Connell, another Shanahan disciple, I'm willing to bet on Jordan Mason at price, especially since you're getting him incredibly late and around Calvin Ridley, Bashal Tutin, Braylon Allen. I like all of those running backs, but I feel like Jordan Mason has the easiest and most guaranteed path to starter minutes in a good offense. Sign me up 7 days a week and twice on Sunday. Next, it's TreVeyon Henderson. He's going to make a lot of people a lot of money at his cost, especially if he reaches that ceiling with receiving with someone like Drake May. Yes, TreVeyon Henderson shared a backfield with Quinshon Judkins, but that's not a knock on either of their talents. They were just complementary. And then when you're a championship caliber team like Ohio State, You want to keep 2 fresh backs and you're going to use them both. Now he goes into a similar situation with the Patriots where Ramondre's still there, but he's quite literally fumbled away his opportunity to be a perennial feature back. Henderson's an excellent pass blocker, one of the most explosive running backs to come out of a heavily touted running back class, and automatically the best receiver and a 2nd round pick. This is a slam dunk. Whether I'm going zero RB, hero RB, robust running back, I am drafting TreVeyon Henderson for that upside because he is a cheat code, especially in full PPR, just like our rabbit tournament. There's no reason why he should be going this low. Easily taking him over James Conner, who I know that James Conner's a value, but I do like the receiving upside, especially in full PPR. I keep telling you guys, these rookies can break fantasy if you're able to target them at the right moments. And we'll finish on a vet, Chuba Hubbard. He had 16 PPR points per game last year, close to Breece Hall, which I know we're seeing Breece Hall's floor, but Chuba Hubbard's going significantly after him. He's someone else that I like to target, and I almost ping pong back and forth between Kenneth Walker and Chuba Hubbard because they're borderline going back to back. Right now, he's being ranked around Mike Evans, which Mike Evans is a hard fade for me, even the Podfather and a lot of the player profiler team. Terry McLaurin, Alvin Kamara. I like Chuba Hubbard better than Alvin Kamara this year as well. He's a heart and soul of the Panthers offense. They've routinely said that he is the exact player that they want to build around, and they literally put their money where their mouth is by signing him on for an extension. I know Rico Dowdle's in town, but I like that as a relief back and maybe a change of pace. But if we're all betting on the Panthers to take a step forward, we saw that nice positive momentum for Bryce Young, and when they know they just got Teteroa and McMillan to come in and hopefully take that offense to a next step, there could be even more touchdown equity and upside for Chuba Hubbard. It's almost too easy to click the button time and time again. You almost got to watch your exposure just in case if he gets injured, especially in these tournament formats. He may not dominate the receiving, and Rico Dowdle could get some of that, but again, even if he recreates last season, I'm perfectly okay with that. That's 5 running backs that I can't leave without. If you want more, I'll give you some dislikes, I'll give you wide receivers, and then we'll have our podcast coming up here shortly. As always, we have more best ball tournaments coming up, but I'll give you dynasty news, redraft news, and just plain football news right here. Love you as always. I'm Jagger May. See you in the next one.
So I thought I needed.